happy finale of Survivor. That was terrible. We're the Inwits.
We're the Inwits. I'm Jack.
I'm Robin.
He's Rob.
And welcome to our finale of the Australian, our little recap. Why am I still wearing my glasses? We just finished watching. I'm taking them off.
Maybe you came for the nerd audience.
The nerd audience?
The
nerd audience. No, so the glasses are off.
Okay.
We're back.
First off, congratulations to Pia.
Congrats, Pia.
Yeah, on winning.
There was, and I'm a little upset that we're going to go into it, obviously.
Oh, we are.
There's been rumours flying around since day dot about Pia winning.
I think it's got the
and it's clearly because we didn't have a live finale, which is a little depressing.
So if they had had the live finale last week,
we're seeing on socials all over the place that a lot of the crew were up in Sydney. A lot of cast, were up in Sydney catching up.
Yeah.
So I just thought they were filming a bloody live.
Yeah, as you would.
And hoping that we'd get a mix-up on who was going to go home, where we had that last year, where everyone was going, this person's going to win, this person's going to win, but it wasn't that way.
No.
So that's a little bit depressing, but congratulations, Pia. Yeah. You've fulfilled a dream, one I wish I could do.
Your dream's just to get on first.
Yeah, first. We'll start with baby steps.
Winning once you're
baby steps. But let's back up to the biggest shock for Australian audiences, Luke.
Oh, wow. Look, you could see it coming as soon as you drop the ball.
Well, look, we said this last week. Luke has been, unfortunately, Luke fell into the position of what Devon's was in.
Yeah, and look, after that performance he put on last week at Tribal, who wouldn't vote him out?
Yeah, you don't have an option. You have to vote Luke out. There's nothing you could have done. And you can We, personally, before I came and we discussed last week's episode, personally I would have wanted to get rid of Harry. But I do believe he made the right decision in getting rid of Abbey, because you don't know what challenges you're going to come up against. And in that case, the person who was closest every time was Abbey. And you wanted to give yourself the best chance of winning immunity. I would have wanted to give myself the best chance of manipulating someone to get me to the end. And I think Abbey was more manipulative.
Oh, yeah, I think so. I agree with you.
So thinking about like that, if Abbey was to win, I feel Abbey could have been... You could have talked to Abbey and got her to vote your way. I reckon he made the right decision there.
The problem for Luke was, I think, at the end of the day is... I don't think it mattered who he sent home at the end of the day.
It didn't. No.
And whoever was left wanted him gone. No matter what. And the problem was, if they didn't want him gone before that, and look at how Harry had been talking him up, the performance he put on in that Tribal alone said, send me home. Yeah,
there's nothing he could do except for win. And unfortunately, the reason he was voted out is
let's put it this way. If Luke had been seeing it cancelled with any of the other people there, would Dave have been able to ask his question, tell me why you're not a goat?
Yeah.
No. That question would have just gone straight out the window. Right?
Yeah, Luke was a dead set. Well, Pia was a landslide win. Luke would have been a landslide win against any of those two.
Any of them.
Harry might not. Everyone would have been a landslide against Baden, but he would have easily got the large majority. A Pia or a Harry could have got 1 or 2 votes.
Yeah, exactly.
Baden wasn't getting any.
Oh, look, I think even with Luke there, I think there's a couple of votes on that jury, probably 2 or 3 of them that would have voted Pia no matter what.
Yeah, there's still, like I said, there's still a couple of votes that could have gone elsewhere.
That's right.
But it comes down to ball management. Mm-hmm. It always comes down to ball management.
No, it does. In American Survivor, in Australian Survivor, it's all about ball management. You're right.
And in life.
It is.
But
if there are balls involved,
you've got to manage them. Manage them balls.
Right.
But I wonder if Luke just sat there and went, why was I putting it in straight away?
Look, there's no reason to bring this up at all, okay? But I'm going to bring it up. What happened to Luke is exactly what happened to Kelly Wentworth in season 32. She dropped the ball, and that was the end of it. The other 3 went, see you later.
Yeah, and
she had too good a story.
When you've got a minute to put the next ball in, like Jonathan says, you've got 60 seconds. You've got 60 seconds. Use that 60 seconds up.
Absolutely, use it up. 10 seconds ago. Yep, okay, off I go.
Because that's what Harry did, and Harry did that, and he had just placed his ball in when Baden fell out. Like we didn't even start 4 balls. We hadn't started. So Luke just going. Maybe that's nerves. Maybe he was trying to get his rhythm early and be like, cool, once I'm in, I'm locked in.
Look, that's actually a good point you've just raised. Maybe Luke sat there and thought, start early, get my rhythm up.
And I'll be good.
And the other guys, if they mess up on their 4-ball intro, I'm sweet. Maybe that's what he was thinking.
It's just give yourself extra time because you got to get into your rhythm anyway.
Yeah, that's
regardless,
true.
you had to get into your rhythm.
Look, the funny thing is, Survivor's a game that you learn on the job. I think Luke was a much better player from the first season that he was on.
And you know what? Luke wasn't a terrible player the first season.
No, he wasn't, but
he's a much better player this season.
And I think if you brought him back again, we would see again.
He's doing the Boston Rob, isn't he? He's getting better and better.
And I think if we asked him this time around, how much did you sleep compared to when you were first on?
Yeah,
I reckon he'd be willing to sit there and say, every night I sat up trying to think of...
Yeah.
You know?
And the thing is, and he even went down the same path as Jericho went down. His companion from season 2, let me go to fire.
Yeah.
The only problem here is Jericho didn't have that big a target on his back.
No, he didn't.
To send Jericho to fire was a no-brainer because Jericho had been hiding behind Luke's shadow for so long.
Exactly, yeah.
Luke already was a big presence. He was hiding behind Dave. Once
Dave went away, it was like, oh, look at Luke.
He was already going to be a big point of focus.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yes, pleading for fire. That's all he could do, and he pitched himself well, and he did read the room right when he's like, Baden's giving me nothing.
Yeah.
I'm going to switch from Baden. I'm going to make sure I'm going to vote with Pia.
Absolutely.
Really, really well done.
I think
can't fault him.
As I said last week, Luke's made the best pitch he possibly could. He's saved Pia. Yeah. He's hoped like hell that would actually generate some feelings of generosity on her part, right? But that's all it really was, just a hope.
That's all.
Like, she's got a brain just like anybody else, and anybody with a brain can
not taking Luke.
I ain't taking Luke.
However, I disagree to a slight degree because Luke slowly gained that reputation. Luke slowly got more and more of this status that you can't beat him. Whereas, and this is, you're going to talk about Harry being Harry's not as strong as...
No, he's not.
This is why Harry isn't as strong. Harry is definitely not a terrible player. He's not a terrible player by far.
To me, he's just average.
Look, let's put this on. I think he's a bit better than average.
No, look, I'll bring this out right now, and I don't think much of AJ as a player, right?
Oh, AJ.
Right.
You cannot put Harry in the same category as AJ.
Wait, because remember, AJ made the horrible move first up, trying to be everybody's friend, and being obvious about it, right? Then he pulled his head in, and until he actually got blindsided, right, he actually ran that try.
Yeah.
Right? He was doing really good moves.
Yeah,
right?
And I think he's coming back in the All-Stars as well.
Look, I'd be happy to see him back to see whether his game's evolved, right? But actually, classing as a better player at the moment than Harry. Harry has strategic blind sides. He just has blind spots where he just does. His thought process isn't even going.
Oh, I feel like Harry's better than AJ.
No. Look, no. My point is this: AJ is not somebody I class as a good player, by the way. He's an adequate player who's made the best of what he had, right? I'm hoping he's evolved into something else, right, this time around. But with Harry, it's the same deal. He's a good average player. Right? He's not a bad average player. We've seen those, right?
Yeah.
But he has these... He has to evolve his game. He has to become more aware. He has to become more socially aware. He has to know how things fit together.
And you need to know that, like, Harry should have backed himself more.
I don't think... Well, that's the other thing. I think he's been a bit too quiet.
Yeah, because we said that as soon as Merge came, we said Harry's done the great thing of stepping back.
Yeah, that was a really good move.
But he stayed back.
He stayed back up that, and he's never really...
See, my thing is, like, Harry has a resume. Harry can produce a resume.
Oh, yeah,
one that he's been starting from day dot.
Look, they wanted me out.
Not a Baden.
Exactly.
My resume started on the final night.
Exactly.
When I won immunity and I chose who's coming with me. That's not a resume. You can't do it last minute.
It's not good enough.
No. And we say this all the time. You can't start playing Survivor when there's 5 people left.
No.
You definitely can't start playing when there's 3 people left.
Sorry. What we say, you can't start playing sub 6, right? You can if you are a really good player.
Yeah, yeah.
There are some players who've actually pulled it out. Sub 6.
And we saw a game-changing, dull season change sub 6.
Right? Yeah. But it's really rare. And the amount of people who actually say, I'm going to wait until X, later to do my move. There's a legion of those who never do anything.
Yeah, right? and Baden didn't do anything.
No. You got to get your hands dirty pre-merge.
Yeah, you're a big advocate of making a move early, like Harry, and learning from these mistakes.
That's what I mean. You learn from the mistakes when it's not going to cost you too much.
The problem I have with Harry is purely the fact that he felt like, I believe Harry could for quite a bit of time go on, you know what? Yeah, everyone thinks Luke can win, but I can win too.
If he had said, I can win too, I just need to make some moves.
Yeah, and one of my moves is yes, I need to get Luke out, but not the way he got Luke out, in the sense that I need to get Luke out or I won't win. Yeah. Not, I can get Luke out because I'm a better strategic force than Luke. I think
a real snapshot of his passivity, that's what I'd like to say, his passivity since merge, was when all the champions, like when Pia, Janine and Abbey decided they wanted to get rid of Luke. Mm-hmm. And he's like, great, I'll just let him... Yeah. No, that's your opportunity, Harry. That's when you grab the game. Yeah, you go, 100%. Hang on.
That's the moment when you grab the person who everyone thinks will win, use him for your advantage, and then strategically outplay someone who everyone thinks they can win.
I've just pulled Luke on side. Goodbye, Janine.
Yeah, 100%.
And Harry's done it in front of the jury. I'm sitting there going, Harry, brilliant move.
100%. Right? With you on all fronts there, because of the way he played, he fell into the web of Luke's amazingness.
He did.
And he got stuck there. And yes, if he won immunity, if he was in final 2 out of those 3, like if anyone is against Baden, like Harry would, if Baden took Harry won.
Oh, absolutely.
Regardless.
Absolutely.
So it's not that it just got unlucky in that, not that he won or whatever, but he could have dominated Luke.
Oh, absolutely. Harry could have put himself, if he had played his cards a little bit more aggressively in 8 to 7, 8 to 6, right? He could have been sitting there going, I don't care what you do, Luke.
Yeah.
I've already made my game.
Exactly. He could be saying, he's like, everyone thinks Luke's going to win, but watch me.
Yeah, watch me, right? And that's what I like in a play. Like, let's put it this way.
And that's what he started out as. Yeah, that's what he started coming in as.
Put it this way. Put Dave in Harry's position. Would Dave have been sitting there moaning about, Luke's better than me? No. Dave would have gone, hey, I'm ruling this game. And he would have done stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that's the key moment here for me when it comes down to Harry. He would have won regardless if he was against Baden. But Harry's flaw in his game, not having confidence to take a chance, not being aggressive.
That's
right. Because Luke had a great story. Yes, Luke played a pretty great game.
But he did it when he had an opportunity.
But Luke's game definitely wasn't flawless.
Oh God, no.
No way. No. He had some really great moves. He also rode coattails. He had a bit of everything.
Well, let's put it this way. I think Luke's story was Harry liked to focus on Luke's backstory, right? Which it's going to have an impact, but it's not going to have that big an impact because Luke and Dave survived on a 2-5 tribe to the end and made merge. That's a massive story. Not
his story outside of Survivor. No. Look, we love it, we care about it, and everyone behind Australia, or every Australian member has got behind it. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
But, look, what I mean is like, if you're 2 and they're 5 and you survive to merge through, I think it was 4 tribals, right?
Quite a few.
You just made half your resume because you've proven the survivor part.
Yeah.
Now all you have to do is make some moves and make it your game to actually win.
And he did, and he nailed it tribal before when he sent Baden home.
Exactly.
Made a great move, made a great thing in front of the jury.
Fantastic.
There wasn't much he did wrong. But
I don't think he did anything wrong except drop the ball.
He didn't do anything wrong, but he could have just done things better.
I think all it came down to, as we talked about, was ball management. If he had managed his balls better on that, he would have, like you said, if he had waited 50 more seconds before putting that 4th ball in, it may be a very different story right now.
A massively different story. Because he had already gone a couple of runs.
Exactly, yeah. So
he'd done 15 seconds of that.
So it could have been a very different game. But look, it turned out the way it did. But Harry's one of those players who I'd like to see come back.
Yeah,
remember Phoebe from the first season, right?
I'm a big rat for... And when we should be seeing Phoebe in All Stars.
I'm a big rat for Phoebe.
Yeah, we all really love... Well, you and I. When I say we all, I mean you and I.
We love Phoebe because we know what she's capable.
And Phoebe Phoebe is unfortunately being in season 1, knowing Survivor, because Phoebe knew Survivor, but didn't know Australian Survivor. So these weird non-elimination things don't happen in American Survivor.
Right.
Or they're different. Yeah. And she got screwed over with her massive blindside, and that massive blindside ended up being the one who ended up winning the game.
Exactly.
You know, so she had everything, she knew everything that was going on, but not how the game played here. So,
but Phoebe's one of those characters where I'd sit there and say she is a good player. Harry's not even in her class, right? He's a step down from her. Okay. I'd say Phoebe's a good player, but also out of Phoebe, I want to see an evolution. Yeah. Because her game wasn't good enough. Yeah. She still needs to step up. So that's the deal where I'm placing Harry. She's not in the good class yet. He needs to step it up.
But
he became way too passive.
He did. He got a bit. He was a bit timid.
He was
in the later half of the game. But that said, I think when I think about the whole of this season's cast, on the whole, I mean, yes, we had some duds. we had probably 4 people.
I was happy with each person. Mm-hmm. I don't think I really had any issues with any one person.
Yeah. There wasn't people who were like, oh, why are they... Like, there wasn't... Unfortunately, you have someone like... Sam.
Nova.
Oh, Nova.
Right, Nova was a little bit like that overbearing mother sort of figure.
But we need that. We need those characters.
Well, no, we don't. We don't need that. But anyway...
They're part of the show.
No, but what I mean is that they pretty much put a mark on themselves.
Yeah. But I'm talking about, on the whole... Even Nova was a character...
I'm happy with the cast.
We didn't... Like, Sam got 0 screen time. Hannah, Casey got 0 screen time. Simon Black, E.T.
Yeah, but you can't have megastars out of everyone.
5 people that were pretty dull or didn't get the screen time is a large chunk.
Oh, well, that's right.
However, the characters that took the limelight were great.
Like Dave was... exceptional.
Dave, amazing. Luke's come back. Luke was great the first time around. Luke was amazing this time. But Dave, Luke, I liked Harry.
I like Harry. Don't get me wrong. I like Harry.
He was a good character.
He's a great character.
I would happily see Janine come back.
I wouldn't. The problem I have with Janine, Abbey, and Pia is this.
I'd happily see any of them come back, but I do have a problem.
They would have, the only problem I have with them saying I would like to see them come back is this. I didn't really see them play an individual game.
Okay.
They got into their lines very early on,
but
they rode it all the way through to 6.
Yeah, and I don't have a problem with that though, because what do you and I say? You want to find your 2. They found a 3.
But my problem with this is this, right? It's. I agree with you. You got to have your 2, right? You have to have your 2. Mm-hmm. My problem is this though. It was an obvious 3.
Yeah.
It rode all the way through. No, everybody knew about the 3.
And the problem with that was that
nobody did.
No one did anything about it for so long. Like
exactly.
When you have 2 people in power, when you have a power couple of any description, it's a target.
It's a target.
You're wanting to break that up. When you have 3 that stay like That does not fly.
No, exactly.
How that flew for as long as it did bewilders me.
I mean, that's maybe a tribute to their gameplay that they did.
Yes, and it's possibly also the fact that unfortunately we have champions versus contenders.
That's right.
That the Power 3 sides with the Power Champion Alliance anyway, and we want to be above the contenders.
Yeah, and this is where the whole champion contenders thing falls down for me. It's just too rigorous. Mm-hmm. The line is too sharply drawn. Yeah, it's very difficult for people to cross the line.
Yeah,
it limits their gameplay.
Yeah, and that's why those 3 stayed together as long as they did.
Exactly. So that's why when I say I would happy to see them come back, I would be happy to see them come back as individuals.
Yeah, and see what they do.
I would hate to see a game where this season we've got Abbey, Janine, and Pia back,
and they're back together again. Yeah,
we know exactly what's going to happen from that.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's the only caveat I have there.
Yeah.
But the casters was good. I think apart from the Champion Strong thing in the mid game,
we had a really decent season.
Yeah. Well, when they did the change up, you had the exciting thing of Luke and Dave trying to survive.
100%.
Right. You had the other exciting thing of Harry trying to survive on the other side. Yeah. And then when Merge came, it really became pretty dull for a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like, the first two contenders.
Yeah, but that's always the case. It's
exactly
the first couple. It's people finding their feet.
Strangely enough, I'm always going to say something that's. Look, I don't rate Andy as a player at all.
Oh, you're not going to say something positive about Andy?
Maybe. But this is
Jack, stop for 2 seconds and think about
this is what I want to say about that. And I don't... This is the thing. The problems I have with Harry...
Okay, yeah.
Right? No...
I'm listening.
I'm saying he's a good average player.
I'm listening without judgment.
Andy doesn't even make it onto the scale as a player.
Okay, good. Thank you. Good.
No.
Aside from his challenges, he was very good at the Survivor-esque throw a sandbag challenges.
Big deal.
Yes. Yeah.
But all I mean is like, what I'm saying is Andy is not on the player scale as far as I'm concerned.
Good.
He's effectively a Baden. He's got all the talk.
Yeah.
He's got all the talk, right? But the actions don't add up.
Baden didn't have the talk. Andy had the talk.
Exactly.
Even if he was slightly delusional with some of his talk.
But bizarrely, I would actually like to see Andy come back.
Oh.
No. Why? This is why though.
Because he's like he's the comic relief.
No, this is the interesting part. Or maybe not the interesting part, but maybe what I'm trying to say here is that Andy had no effect on the game whatsoever this time around. Okay? But I would like him to go away, take his experiences and think about them and think, hang on, I can talk it. How do I actually put it into action?
That's fair, because he is a fan. We know he's a fan of the show, and anyone who's a fan of the show, they're going to learn, hopefully.
That's right, and I think it would be a great learning experience. The great thing for Andy is he can actually go back and have a look at how he played through that. Mm-hmm. It's on video now, right? He can look at it all, and he can go, I did that wrong, I did that wrong, I did that wrong,
I misread this situation,
I misread that, I misread. And that, when you get that feedback, that check with reality, all your ideas go out the window and you go, hang on, this is what I do know.
Okay, look, if he gets a second chance, it's on you.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
And if he messes it up,
I'll take it.
You better own that. Right, you better own that you wanted him back.
But that would be, I wouldn't mind seeing Andy simply for that. If he played again like he did this time, I'd be like, you're a loser, Andy, get out.
Yeah.
But if he's like a Dave and he comes back and like Culpepper, and he's really changed his game.
Culpepper's game first time round was horrible. Second time round, really good.
Really good. Yeah.
But before we've gone...
You want to talk about the format of the tribal. Come on.
I was going to say, we should get to the final tribal, shouldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, yeah, I like it.
So do I.
I like that we get a question and a bit of discussion. I personally would have liked it. I would have liked it to go on longer.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think everyone gets to ask a question.
Yeah, I think we actually do this better than the Americans. Right? The Americans get their people to come up, stand there, ask the question, and go sit down again. It's very sort of
that's formal. They don't do that anymore.
No, but it was very formal.
It was that.
But even so, the Americans have sort of come back to what we're doing, right? But we do it a bit more informally.
Yeah, but they're going informal, but what the Americans do is like, okay, let's discuss the outwit part.
Yeah,
let's discuss the
I prefer this where it's more organic.
Yeah, I have a question, let's throw this question.
Exactly. And what I like about it is the jury actually becomes a personality in the final show. They're actually a part of it.
Yeah.
In the other thing, they feel a bit divorced, like there's a separation.
Yeah.
Here, they're actually part of it.
And we don't often do this, but we watched the episode together just then.
Just then.
And as we were talking about it, it was really good to see that brutalness of some of those questions without the malice of you voted me out.
Exactly.
And this is something Australian Survivor has done quite well. People have taken it as a game. It's a game.
Yep.
Only 4 seasons. Obviously, I don't count the original seasons. I count Channel 10 Survivor from 1 to 4. I do not count the other ones. So if you hate me for it, go for it. But this is season 4 of Survivor in my books. In these 4 seasons, for the most part, we haven't come at people with this anger that we got voted out.
No, look, I mean, Pia's answer to Dave, which basically said, well, I put you up there, that's why I'm not a goat. If somebody was bitter, they wouldn't have taken that well.
Yeah.
But Dave was like, okay.
Dave took it, and then he actually backed Pia up before. He was like, yeah, cool.
Luke's question to Pia again. No bitterness.
But that's what a question should be, really, shouldn't it? A question should be like, this is what I think. You changed my mind.
Exactly, changed my mind.
And
that's great.
Pia just smashed that final tribal.
Oh, poor Baden. It was an education for him, perhaps, in how to answer people. But
and at the end of the day, she would have won regardless. Didn't matter matter how much. No. If she just did an average tribal, she would have won maybe 5-2 or something.
All she had to do was not say something wrong.
Yeah,
that's all she had to do. If she had sat there and just gone, I can't answer that, then maybe she would have lost. Yeah. But that's what it would have took.
But at the end of the day, she smashed it.
Yeah, smashed it.
Like, absolutely crushed everything. And even when Baden tried to rebut, she had an answer. Yeah. She dominated that.
I think before that, we should talk about the trial before, where you pointed out something quite nice about what Pia said during the final trial about Harry.
Like, which one was that?
When she said to Baden,
because I said a couple of things.
You should vote Harry off and claim his scalp.
Oh, yeah,
because
yeah.
He's the guy that nobody could get rid of.
Yeah, and this is the thing. Like, Pia, you look at Pia's final tribal council, she was playing that at 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that comment alone saying you need to get a scalp, making Baden go, yeah, I need to get a scalp, she just incepted the hell out of her, out of him.
Yeah.
And he came back and that's what he said. That was his argument. Harry was my scalp.
Yeah, and
yeah, sure, you voted him out, but someone told you to vote him out.
That's the killer. The trouble before, Pia told him to vote him out, and he did.
And he did.
So it wasn't his scalp in there.
Yeah, you can try and claim it, and yeah, people were like, yeah, you voted Harry out. But when you break it down, when you absolutely take that from where it came from, that was Pia saying,
yeah, go vote Harry off.
Go vote Harry off and bring me in.
Yeah. And he did.
And he did.
See, when she said,
beautiful.
If I hadn't been seeing that trial, as soon as she said that, I was like, well, I can't vote Harry off no matter what now.
Yeah, you can't vote Harry off. You have to vote Pia.
You have to vote Pia. But instead, with Baden, it was the other way around.
Yeah, she checkmated him.
Exactly.
Like, there was nothing he could do there.
No.
Because he was never going to beat Harry.
And he knew that. Biggest thing about, you were blindsided twice. She was like, well, no, only once.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, but what about... she's like, I knew that. And she's like, yeah, but after. And then Janine was
popped in, well, no, actually.
She said it's probably me going home. We're discussing.
Yeah, but look, that's a little wishy-washy because, like, let's face it, there's probably a lot of troubles where you go to where you think, oh, it's probably me tonight.
Yeah, and there's probably a lot of tribals where you and I would sit there and be like, we're in trouble.
Exactly.
They're probably going to go for you.
Yeah.
But... We both don't go home.
Yeah, we both don't go home. You're like, oh, hey, we're still here. Oh.
Yeah, of course. And then we say it again the next night, and we're still there. And then we say it the third night, and then you go home.
And it's like, we knew.
Yeah, we knew.
Yeah. That's right. It's called confirmation bias.
Yeah.
There we go.
But Pia played both those tribals so well.
The last two tribals, Pia pretty much gave a masterclass in how to manipulate the jury, I thought. Yeah,
if Luke hadn't done it a few tribals prior... Pia's just really smashed it home.
Oh, she has. Look, I would have been interested to see Luke go up against Pia, actually.
Yeah.
That would have been a really good tribal, I think. I don't think you would have seen, a landslide either way. I think you would have seen... Yeah,
that would have been a tough one. That would have been a really tough... That would have been really interesting.
It would have been a great tribal to see.
But as it turns out, both of them potentially are walking away with 500 grand.
That's it.
So that's kind of cool. I think what the talent...
Well, you want to bring it up now?
No, everyone knows.
Still talent anyway.
You're the only one who doesn't jump on social media.
Thank God. But it's really good to see Luke
getting the GoFundMe.
It's fantastic.
It's really awesome. It's really awesome that people rally behind someone they like so much.
Yep.
It just gives the show strength. We don't care.
Actually,
it's great that Luke's getting money, but we don't. That's not the point
exactly,
of this. The point is it shows how strong this show has become.
That's right. He wouldn't be getting that money if this show wasn't popular.
Yeah, this show is popular. People care about the show. People care about the people on the show.
Yep.
And that's a really healthy place for Survivor Australia to be sitting in.
I think 2 seasons ago, if you go back and look at the videos, at the end of season 2, we were both worried that the show was perhaps not going to make it.
Obviously, season 1, we were very worried.
Yeah.
And
but
season 2, we were hoping.
We're hoping.
Season 3, we were told, because obviously you're waiting to know if I'm auditioning or not.
Yeah.
Season 3, we were told at the end of that Survivor, and I lost my mind. And today, we just told All Stars. Yeah. I'm a little upset with that.
But this is the thing, though. Luke's GoFundMe shows you how strong the show is in Australia. And it's great because that means it's secure for the next probably 3 or 4 years.
Let's hope so, because I would have... I want to say let's hope so, because right now I wish I knew the auditions were coming up. But I don't know the auditions are coming up, which I should know by now because of All Stars season.
We don't know.
No, we don't know.
No, what I mean is you don't know when the next season's starting.
Well, they might... They're saying early... So they're saying
they
early 2020 is... Well, I thought this one was going back to back.
But it's clearly not. It's 2020.
I know, but that means early 2020 and then late 2020 would be roughly similar time of the current format of Survivor we've had after MasterChef.
As we know, they're filming now.
For All Stars.
Yeah, for 2020. So it must be, and this is, maybe we should get a positive out of this, right? We are going straight into the American season next week.
Okay, Leah, let's not start to think about will they not do a season after All Stars? Are they stopping at season 5? Yes.
No, I'm not going there. What I'm saying is,
do another season.
They're filming now for the Australian, right?
Yeah,
so maybe at the end of the American season, we'll be going straight into
2020
February All Stars Australian.
That's just for you and
we
I.
May be going to 2 seasons a year.
That's what let's hope we're going towards that. Let's hope auditions are announced soon for my own sanity.
Well, no, if they're filming now and they're going to do it in February, right? They don't have to do auditions for the next one until early next year.
So I'm not going to find out. All I'm saying is I just want to know, Jack.
No,
I just want to know.
No, but all I'm saying is they've got a timetable.
Yeah, I don't care about the timetable. I want to know now, and I need to. All I want to know is that. Or I'm happy if they're like, yeah, we are auditioning for season 6, December.
They're not going to say that now.
I just want them to.
I know you do, but they're not going to say that.
Anyway.
So was there any other things you had to say about the format? Or...
No, that was...
What about the reading of the votes?
Oh, look, I think we touched at the start. I am very upset with... I personally am upset with no live reading.
Would you like it in a studio?
I want it in a studio.
Yeah, same
and I want it in a studio because this is a few times now we have had this manipulation of people in the public know who won.
Yeah.
So Pia had won a long time ago. She won in late July or June or whenever they finished filming. The secret was out, and people had been saying online for quite a bit of time, "You're lucky you don't hear it."
Well, it's not because I'm not online; it's because I avoid it.
Yeah, you're online, but I hear it because everything pops up on my newsfeed, and everyone's saying Pia wins.
Yeah,
and that's a frustrating thing.
It is.
That's frustrating because you can't, and it's not.
I think they should.
It's hard for her to not keep that a secret. People are going to know.
Well, it's the same old story. It's going to be, look, I can only tell you, but you've got to keep it a secret. Oh, I will. But then they tell somebody who they say to, you must keep it a secret. Tell no one. It's
as simple as Pia's neighbours know she's been away. And then it gets released. She's on Survivor, and all of a sudden, and all of a sudden, she's got a new car, or something like that. It's like rumor starts to spread.
This is why the studio, where they come together like 2 weeks before the finale of the show, do it in the studio, like the American season.
I just don't know why they didn't do it this year. I thought it worked really well last year. I know people don't care about the reunion, aside from us.
Well, no. Well, there is 2 parts to the reunion: who won, right? Yeah. And what next season's going to be about.
Yeah, and what we got was we don't have to worry about who won. We're just going to have a clip of what next season's going to be about after, which we saw.
Wait, no. Going to correct you there. It wasn't a clip, it was an ad. And it wasn't no clip.
That's true.
No information
it was an ad.
2020.
It was an ad with a bit of All Stars coming up and which All Stars is going to take it home.
No, it didn't even have that. It didn't even have the All Stars. It was just like All Stars 2020. Yeah, but Jonathan's standing there saying, you've got to bring more than your A game. I'm like...
Yeah, and then we're going to make it tougher for him. Look, it just needs to be... At the end of the day, do a live reading. Do a live reading.
Exactly. And what I'm used to from Jeff is, and this is our next season.
Yeah.
And you get 15 minutes of...
No, you don't get 15 minutes.
Well, you get 5.
No, you don't.
You do.
Not anymore, Jack. The reunion goes for 15 minutes.
Yeah, okay. 5. You get 2.
You get 2 minutes.
But you get a lot more than we got, which is just an ad.
You don't get an ad. You get a bit more than an ad. You're going to say...
Well, we know Sandra and Rob is on this season as advisors, and I'm looking for... I really want to see how this plays out.
Well, we start watching next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
You know what? It's been really nice not having to do 2 episodes a week.
It is, isn't it?
So, but next week we start up with American Survivor. Watching
season
Rob,
39.
Watching Boston Rob and Sandra get fit for season 40. That's the only reason they're on, I reckon.
Well,
that was the condition.
Rob looks like he's put on a bit of weight too, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
So I think they're getting island fit.
I think
the condition was, if you want us for season 40, give us a sporting chance. Let us get in shape.
Rupert will be made for 40.
No, Rupert can't be made on 40. It's only winners.
Oh,
He's
it's
never
only
won.
winners. Sorry, yeah.
And there's a
But just go on
cast.
Survivor, you win.
Well, Rupert did win. Rupert won $1 million as a fan. And that's a low blow, Jack, because I have not been on Survivor.
I haven't either.
Yeah, but have you applied?
No.
Why don't you apply?
Yeah, okay, I'll let it go.
People want you to apply. They want you
I
on
don't
there.
think they want me on here.
They want you on there.
Oh, hang on, wait. They may want to see a train wreck.
No, I'm telling you now. I've had people comment and tell me that mate
Imagine,
Jack that you do the Inwits
Yeah, but
with,
look.
I want to see him on Survivor.
This is how it would go. Now you go down this water slide and then you land in the mud pit down below. Okay, can I stop you right there? Because I ain't doing that for
Why
you
not?
or anybody else.
You want to go down a water slide?
Oh, probably, but you know what I mean. Like, I can be picky.
Not on Survivor. You don't have a choice.
That's true.
I'm just saying.
I think the only time I've seen somebody who refused something that I've actually agreed with was Kimmy. Every other time I'm like, do it, you weak. Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I mean, she was a vegetarian and they were going to give it me.
That's
and I was
fair.
like, that's fair. You know, I was like, I wouldn't do it either.
I'm just saying, a few of our very few fans
Yeah,
of the
very
show
few.
have requested you an audition.
Me and my... Oh, I could go and do a Dave, you know, we're all the weird
Yeah,
clothes.
you could.
And, yeah, sarong.
Yeah,
I'd look good in a sarong, wouldn't I?
you might. But that's it for us.
No, not really.
No, it's
Is there
not it
more
for
to
us.
talk about?
I don't have anything else to talk about.
Let's talk about American Survivor and say...
Why
to
are
our
we
fans-
talking about American Survivor? It hasn't
to
aired
like,
yet.
No, well, to let our fans know that it is starting next Wednesday on American
Oh yeah,
TV.
again, if any of our fans are Australian Survivors only, jump on Channel 9 or Channel Go,
absolutely.
I think it is. It's on Go. Next week on the Thursday, and watch yourself some season 39.
And then tune in with us.
Tune in us.
When will we film it, do you think?
I feel like Friday.
Yeah,
my
we'll film
schedule
on
kind of
Friday.
is going to be a bit
Crazy?
funny now. Not crazy. My schedule won't be crazy, but it would be. It's going to be unpredictable.
Okay.
So not crazy, unpredictable. But hopefully Thursday, hopefully Friday or
We'll have a
Saturday
video
during
up.
the day. Yeah.
Yeah, or Saturday during the day.
Oh no, not Saturday during the day because you work Saturdays.
Oh yeah.
You work your weekends.
Oh, forgot about that.
So hopefully Fridays.
Yeah, hopefully Fridays you'll be able to see our commentary on the episode, and I'm really interested to see how this whole boot camp thing works out.
I just think it's, like I said, I think it's just to get them fit.
Well,
for season
Extinction
40.
Island really fizzled, didn't it, last season?
Yeah, but rumour is season 40 is Extinction as well.
Well, hopefully they've taken our ideas for how Extinction should work, and they've realised don't do it all the way till
and
6.
definitely because CBS were tuning into our
Yeah,
show.
absolutely.
CBS
they do.
were
I know
clearly
they
watching
do,
the
right?
Inwits. They were clearly watching the Inwits and going, yeah, Jack and Robert got this.
Oh, I think maybe they have been because look, they've synced up the end of Australian Survivor with the beginning of America,
Which is nice of them
really
for us.
good.
That is nice of
That
them
is
for us.
for. So anyway, I think that's it now.
That's it now?
That's it now.
Okay, well, that's
Okay.
it. Hopefully you enjoyed this season as much as we did, and we will see you next week.
And we'll see you at the next American season, which is next week.
See you guys.
Yeah.